looking for. When I did my university education, my first degree was in history. I majored in history. And after I finished school, I went back to my former secondary school where I completed, and I was a history teacher for my national service years for 2 years. After that, I did communications for my postgraduate, and then did social psychology for a second postgraduate. But I always like to tell history. And so I'm taking the opportunity this afternoon to give you a bit of a history of this, where we're seated. This square, like the MC rightly said, is one of the biggest public squares in the world. It's one of the biggest public squares in the world. And it is called the Black Star Square. The Black Star Square. It was built by President Nkrumah, and he named it the Black Star Square. After President Nkrumah was overthrown, it was renamed the Independence Square. But then, after the coup of General Achampong, it was named back to the Black Star Square. So its original name is the Black Star Square. Now, if you look behind me, you see an arc. You see that arc. That is called the Independence Arc. And then you see at the other end the monument to Ghana's independence, 57, the one with the black star on top of it. It is the monument to mark our independence. So you see AD, that means Anno Domino 1957. Anno Domino means after the birth of Christ. BC means before Christ. And then by that same arc, you see a soldier standing on a column. That is the monument to the unknown soldier. During the Second World War, the British came and drafted many of our great-grandfathers to go and fight in a conflict we knew nothing about. We were not concerned about the conflict. And yet they took us there to go and fight. And several of our grandfathers and great-grandfathers lost their lives. And so they managed to bring a few of their bones back home, and then they built that monument because they didn't know who they were. They couldn't identify who the bones were for. So they named it the monument to the unknown soldier. And then in front of that, you have another big bowl-like structure. And during Independence Day, you see that we take a torch and then we light it. That is called the perpetual flame. So it's a perpetual flame to signal the independence of Ghana, that Ghana's independence will remain in perpetuity. But what I want to say is, March 23rd, 1998, I was a very young minister. It was the early years when I had come into politics. There was a very big event on this square. And it was the event that saw this square filled to capacity. We hadn't seen it before. And so they said, what, this is, the biggest crowd we've seen at the Black Star Square. And it was the visit of President Clinton to Ghana. How many of you were born before 1998? After 1998? Many of you were not born by then. A lie? And so, the point I'm trying to make is, very few, and you know that President Clinton's visit, I was part of the preparatory team. And we were working for 2 months before the president came. And it was 2 months of work that made us able to fill the square.